Hey there, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. And today I will be reviewing 3 pieces from the Ernst Benz ChronoLunar series. Now, there's several people that I'd like to thank that helped make this review happen. I'd like to thank Hannah over at Ernst Benz. I'd like to thank Ross Gallen and Chris over at the Watch Lounge for coordinating this tour. It's because of the relationships that I've developed over the last couple of years in this hobby that I'm able to continually produce content for the channel. So if you have a watch that you'd like to showcase in this channel, please contact me. My email is located in the description below. Now, before we get into the review, please remember to like and subscribe and click that bell icon to get updates when I upload new videos. I love making these videos and I hope you like them too. So let's get on with the review. All right, as you can see here, I have 3 watches under the ChronoLunar model series. ChronoLunar. I don't know why I say it that way. It's ChronoLunar probably. But in the spirit of keeping this review moving, I'm going to pick one and I'm going to talk about its individual specs, and then I'm going to talk about the common attributes that all these 3 watches have, and then I'll move on to the other 2 and also do a spec check, and I'll talk about some things that I like about the watch and some areas where I think could use some improvement. So since Ernst Benz, as far as I could tell, are known for their big watches, let's start off with the big dog, and this one has a 47 millimeter case diameter. It's around 62 millimeter lug to lug, 16 millimeter case thickness, slightly domed sapphire crystal with AR coating underneath, 22 millimeter lug width. It comes on this leather strap and a buckle here, stainless steel buckle with the Ernst Benz there. Let's look at the case back, and then we're going to start talking about some of the common attributes. This is an exhibition case back. All 3 of them have it. And all 3 are powered by the Valjoux 7751, which is a full calendar Moonphase chronograph movement, around 28,800 beats per hour, 42-hour power reserve, 25 joule movement, workhorse movement, been around since 1986, I believe. All these watches also have the Incabloc shock protection system, the Glycider balance wheel, which is made out of beryllium copper, and the Nivirax alloy hairspring. I only mention this because Ernst and Benz, they go out of their way to mention it in each model. So I just wanted to share that information with you. All these models are, all these watches here have 50-meter water resistance. So let's turn this over. This one has a black dial, green luminescence applied through the numbers, and you have the cathedral hands, a yellow chronograph second hand. The top register is a 30-minute register, and it also has a day and a month. The 6 o'clock register is a 12-hour one, and the Moonphase is there. It's more prominent, I feel like, on the white dial version, so we'll take a look at it there. Then you have a 24-hour register, which serves kind of like an AM PM indicator, and a running seconds, so you know that the watch is going. Let's get that chrono going, and as you can see, that yellow hand ticks. Top button will push, and bottom pusher will snap it back. Ernst Benz ChronoLunar automatic at the 3 o'clock to balance out the dial. You have a pretty big crown here, aggressively knurled, and at around 9 millimeters. And so let me pull out to the first position here, because I do want to show you, it's not a screw down crown, obviously, but I want to show you how cool you have this pointer hand here with this kind of crescent, and it goes, and you just scroll it through to the date to get the right date. Pretty cool. I've seen this in some other watches, like some Oris models as well, and I've always wanted to check one of that out. I don't know, it's just a neat little, a different way to tell the date. You have the dates around the minute track here at the end of the dial, so it's just kind of cool. I like it. So let's set this guy down. Let's move over to the 44 millimeter. This is in the what they call the officer line, and the big difference here besides the size, which is 44 millimeter case diameter, around 52, just over 52 millimeter lug to lug that I measured. Same thickness as 16, 22 millimeter case diameter, but you notice here you have a white dial and like a gold tone on the hour indices and the cathedral hands, and that gold tone kind of outlines inside of the cathedral hands. It makes it kind of look really, really cool. And you'll see in the other watch, I think it even looks even better. But a different look, smaller. Let's get this, let me get this guy on wrist. I forgot to do that because I want you guys to take a look at this. I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. So let's just do this. I'll put some outdoor shots here, but you can see that's really huge. That's just big, 6 3/4. I don't know. Is that normal? Is it small? I don't know. But anyway, this is, you got to have like an 8 inch wrist. You got to be an offensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs to wear something like that. Now the 44 is not as bad on wrist, I feel. I kind of like it. Now I forget to mention that this comes at an alligator strap, so it's a little bit higher premium than this band here. And so that actually looks pretty good. That's not so bad. The lug to lug is still just at my comfort zone, just like maybe just a little bit beyond my comfort zone. If it was a little less, I would totally rock it. This, by the way, I'm sorry, MSRP's for $6,925. This one a little bit more, and it's because of the strap. The MSRP on this one is $7,025. So these are pricey watches, for sure. But well finished, in my opinion. Let's go over here to the one that's more palatable on my wrist, if you will. It is the 40 millimeter one, and same. They're all thick. They're all 16 millimeters thick. You're gonna get that with that Valjoux movement and the chronograph. It is what it is. But this one has a 46 millimeter lug to lug, 20 mil lug width. So much more appealing for my wrist size. And it actually, I feel like it wears a little bit smaller than that 40 millimeter case diameter. So, even if you have a 6.5 inch wrist, maybe even a little bit less, you can pull it off. Now let me do a size comparison here with my Guinot, which is 40 millimeter as well. Same, almost pretty much the same dimensions with the lug width, except for my Guinot is slightly thinner, as you can see here. This measures around 15.2 millimeters, so just under a millimeter. So we're talking not much, but look at that. Like, even with the absence of a timing dial, you would, I don't know, I would feel like this would feel a little bit bigger, but they kind of look about the same to me a little bit. Maybe that's just my eyes playing tricks on me. But this wears a little bit smaller. Let's put this against the big dog. Oh my God. Oh man, it's like comparing King Kong and Mighty Joe Young. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that, what a reference is that? Holy, King Kong and Mighty Joe Young? Are you kidding me? What was I thinking? It's not a bad comparison, but that reference is just out there. Okay, all right, moving on. Now let's just check the weight of these watches here. So the big dog is gonna get at 132 milligrams. Not terrible, not bad on wrist. Mama Bear is gonna be 112 grams, and Baby Bear is gonna be at 94 grams. So on strap, not terribly heavy watch. Now this one, I love the white dial on this one, and the green, the very greenish lume that is applied in the indices and in the cathedral hands. I just love those cathedral hands. Look how awesome that looks. that looks like stained glass, you know, like a little stained glass window. I guess that's the whole point. And then you have that Moonphase there, that deep blue Moonphase there. Very, very nice. Now, to change the day on there, you do have this dimple on all of them, and you can use like a little toothpick to move that. So really, really cool there. I don't know. I out of all of them, and it's not because of the size, out of all of them, I like this dial layout a little bit better in the colors. For me, that plays well. This one retails at $6,325. It also has a alligator strap like the medium one. So, you know, what do I think? I mean, you know, these are good looking watches. You know, at first when I saw these watches being advertised on social media, or you know, the word was getting out there, like the Ernst Benz, the way the font, it kind of threw me off. And I know it's silly, and I know it's not silly. I know a lot of people, it bothers them, you know, the font of the brand name. You know, that's a thing, you know. And this one kind of at first bothered me. It looked like more like a Comic Sans font. I mean, I don't know if it is or not, but I just thought, well, you know, that's not, I mean, I think I like my watches a little classier, but you know, it doesn't really bother me so much in person. So that's actually a good thing. What I had to say is that, you know, probably a lot of people's gripe is with Ernst Benz is the size of the watches. Well, they kind of ameliorated that with this line and maybe with other lines, making a smaller chrono, which I think could fit, like I said, wrists, my size for sure, 6.5, maybe even 6.25. You can pull it off as long as you are comfortable with the 48mm lug to lug. Look at that. Look at the huge difference, man. I mean, this is like the Death Star, and then this is like a little, you know, rebel fighter. You know what I mean? But look, if you have the big wrists and you like big watches, even if you have small wrists and like big watches, there you go. Another thing that I think is a little out there and of some concern is definitely the price point. You know, this being just over $7,000. The problem with this is that there are a lot of watches in that price point. There's a lot of competition. There's just anything like, you know, from 2 to 5, 5 to 7. You know, there are so many watches, and I know you have a full calendar and a Moonphase and a chrono, and it's a big pilot watch, and so it gives you a lot in this package. But for the price, I mean, it may just be pushing it. I don't know how they work. I don't know if it's something where you can negotiate. You know, I know a lot of brands, you know, Omega, you know, just a lot of brands will have an MSRP, but if you go into the dealer, you can get a significant discount. I don't know if that works the way with Ernst Benz. I would suggest that, or I would hope that would be the case, because if you brought the price point down 30-35%, I mean, you know, you have a really good deal, good package going here. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of these watches. I am glad to have the opportunity to check them out. I've seen them in social media for a really long time on Facebook and Instagram, and to get these in my hands, I'm really, I was really happy for the opportunity to do this review. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.